Hi everybody, I'm Cheryl Tan Yun Xing.
Hello, my name is Adi.
Hello, this is Miriam from Impromptu Meetings, and we are finally done with the lobby. Oh my gosh! So, I'm very pleased with how the process has turned out. One of my favorite things about doing the lobby was really this symbiotic tango between the designers, the actors, the playwright, and director. So, something that the lighting designer would propose would inform the set design, and something in the set design would inform what I would do as an actor, and then something that I would discover as an actor would inform what the playwright would add into a later draft of the script. And that was something that I really loved. Even in tech, we were discovering new things because the sound designer was getting inspired by moments in the play to add in a few more compositions, and those compositions inform the characters as well. So there was this sort of ever evolving process that I really liked.
It's quite rare that I get to be part of the process from the start, from like creating the script. So even as an actor, knowing that Adi wrote the script being inspired by Harold Pinter also kind of made me understand his directions a little bit more, especially regarding the pauses, the mundane everyday life, and then transforming out of that. That was very interesting for me, and working together with Miriam as well, because there's only the two of us, and with the chemistry that we have as a team also helped to broaden up the chemistry that our character have inside the lobby.
Now that we've produced and staged the lobby, I feel like it was quite a success. Not in terms of how many tickets we sold or anything, but because we have kind of completed our first full cycle of Idea Bootcamp, and I see that as a success because there was a lot of different like new discoveries made. The synergy that came out of this Idea Bootcamp process, I think that was something that I really valued while I was in the process. Working with all the different collaborators, the kind of everybody chipping in for commenting on the process of creation of the lobby. So yeah, I think I'm quite pleased, quite satisfied with how that went.
The audience feedback as a whole was very encouraging and very heartening. It was generally very positive. A lot of people were saying beautiful things about Daryl's lights, which they should, because those LED lights, oh my, they were beautiful. And there was a lot of compliments about the absurdist style and how there was this sort of meditation on class. One of my friends who isn't in theatre, she came to watch it and she said it did make her think about what are the extents she would go to stay in her job for financial stability. And I'm really grateful that this show could make somebody think that. Some of the more critical pieces of feedback that we had gotten was that then the play still felt a little bit short. The character still needed a little bit more development, or if there was no development, it needed to be a very conscious, tragic decision, a la Waiting for Godot. And I think that could have been alleviated a little bit if we had, say, maybe like given the playwright a bit more time to really like get out a super fleshed out draft that tells everything, and from there we decide what to pull back from, as opposed to a draft that has a few blanks, and then the blanks get filled in during table reads and table discussions, but there is no time for the author to really sit with that and think about, does that make me want to radically change my script? Because I think one very important part of the Idea Bootcamp process is to leave space for things to radically change.
I think something that was very unique to the rehearsal process of the lobby is also having the in-house critic, as we said previously before, and also having our designers weigh in on different issues, especially what was in the bag, because we intended for the bag initially to have drugs. That was the very first draft that Adib wrote, but well, after hearing what the designers felt, after hearing what our audiences felt, actually the most popular answer is body parts, which is very interesting. But it's this kind of feedback that is really good for us. Like, a lot of people gave us feedback on how they felt about the characters, what they think the characters could do, what would they want to see more, and especially since the lobby is the first showing, this is the first showing of the lobby, we will definitely take those feedback and hopefully do another version of the lobby, new and improved based on that. And that's the charm of the idea bootcamp process, I guess, because we are creating a work from scratch, but we are slowly taking inputs from everybody into a bigger and bigger and bigger project. And this is the start of what we have to showcase for Idea Bootcamp. So I'm quite excited to see if any of the other plays that we have developed from Idea Bootcamp actually make it to the stage, just like the lobby.
Directing the work, there were times where I felt like, okay, the writing needs to go in this direction, but you know, at some points in the staging of it, like let's say we've already bumped in, it's too late to kind of rewrite things or create a new scene. I think you know, it doesn't work that way. I would say that a lot of people were quite impressed with the staging. So the coming together of all the design elements, the set, lighting, the sound design. And I have to really agree. I think, you know, objectively speaking, there was a lot going on. And there was kind of some nice moments where everything kind of tied together really strong. The, I guess, acting wise, I was kind of hoping for that absurdism, hyper realist, but also energy kind of mixture, and that's always very hard to pull off, but I think our actors did well. At the very least, I think some people are very charmed by the characters. There were some responses that were basically questions about like the choices that these characters were making, and I think those were very interesting questions.
I am super excited with how this piece has turned out and how this has cemented our Idea Bootcamp process. I am so grateful and so excited to have finally branched out into collaborating with other artists, and that is one thing that I really want to keep, because I think it really just enriches the whole show. It's not just the three of us ideating anymore. It's not just the three of our preferences, but we have so many other people with so many other areas of expertise coming in and just making it a more robust show. So I'm really excited to continue with that collaborative process, because that was something that I really valued from doing the lobby, and I'm really excited to do it for. There are definitely some scripts that came out during phase 1 of the process that I really think could become another show with this same process and with a robust team of designers. I think they could be really great.
It's the exchange of ideas in the room that makes creation really exciting. So it's not just one-sided. It's not just like, okay, I want to do this show and then this is how we do it. So this was sort of an eye-opening experience, sort of a little bit of like an experiment, and I think it was a really great process. We learned a lot along the way. We also met with some challenges, especially with the script itself, because having an in-house critic together with Adib writing the play means there will be multiple versions of the play that's coming out. So I think if we were to do this process again, we'll probably allocate more time in the beginning for maybe like a script incubation, where we can further develop the play, further develop the script.
So, because the show just ended, we haven't completed our G-Doc convo with our in-house critic. I really value what Wei Liang brings to the room because it's almost this, and I think he uses the term fly on the wall kind of situation where he's not there to contribute in like a tangible design element or to help, I don't know, the performance be better. But I think the way that he contributes is in the questioning and in the feedback that he's giving, basically, and that's his job. That will give me a little bit of tidbit and my team as well to kind of nibble on as we do the work of staging it. And I think that's very valuable. There will be times where you have an idea, you want to execute it, but it's also like you should question your idea, and sometimes he kind of brings that in to do so. I think it's also interesting to have him during the rehearsal with my actors, because then some of his questions are directed at them, and that will help craft out the characters a bit more, ask the questions that we're not asking, um, and so on and so forth, to kind of create a more fuller kind of feedback kind of system. So yeah, that was really helpful.
I think looking back at my performance as well as an actor, having the inputs and having the discussion, especially with Wei Liang on his Geek Dog conversations, was helped me to develop Millie as a character a lot more, helped me to better organize my thoughts about the character, because it's just multiple conversations happening about the script, about the character, about the scene, about the design, which I really appreciate as a theatre creator myself. So hopefully in the future we get to see more of impromptu meetings, idea bootcamp ideas being staged, just like the lobby. There we have many interesting ideas, some based off of video games, some based off of locations, and I'm really excited to see how we can further improve our creation process of original works, as well as how to incorporate and improve and also expand our process so that we'll be able to create more interesting, unique, local plays.
I wonder if we should bring in the in-house critic in the conception phase, where we were doing the boot camp, the 10-week session, the incubation of the seedling ideas, whether that would be an interesting thing for us to experiment with, having the critic be part of that initial phase.
So, hopefully this is not the last you're going to see of Idea Bootcamp. We have got some very exciting things in store for you, and we're really, really excited to hopefully get some of these on the ground next year and beyond.
This is Impromptu Meeting. It happens when it happens.